In this problem, we're going to put the equation minus 5x minus 15y plus 23 equal 3, which is a linear equation, into slope-intercept form in case you wanted to graph it. It makes it easier to graph once it's in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form merely means to solve it for y on the left side and everything else in the equation over on the right side. So let's start out by combining some like terms. We're going to take the plus 23 and subtract it from both sides. So we'll rewrite this as minus 5x minus 15y. Subtract 23 from the left, and that's gone. Subtract 23 from the right, and you get a minus 20. Now notice that in all three of these terms, we have a factor of 5. 5 divides by 5, 15 divides by 5, and minus 20 divides by 5. In fact, these are all negative, so if divided all the terms by minus 5, we turn it all positive, and that's a little nicer to work with. So if I divide minus 5x by minus 5, I get simply x. A negative divided by a negative will be a positive. Minus 15y divided by minus 5 becomes a plus 3y. And then dividing minus 20 by minus 5 gives us a 4. And this is a lot nicer than either one of these two before. Now all that remains is to get the y all by itself. So I start out by subtracting x from both sides. So the x is gone on the left. I get 3y. I subtract x from the right and add the 4. And we put the minus x, the x term first on the right side. So we're getting ready for y equal mx plus b form. This will be our mx at some point. Now all that remains is to divide every term by 3. Divide 3y by 3 and I get simply y. Divide minus x by 3 and I get minus x over 3. And then I divide 4 by 3 and I get plus 4/3. Now we're going to change the minus x plus 3 to mx, m times x, by simply taking the x from the top and putting it on the right. Leaves us a minus 1 over 3 times x plus 4 over 3. That means then that m, our slope-intercept form, is y equal mx plus b, which means this is our slope m. So m here becomes minus 1 over 3. Notice this can be minus 1 over 3 or 1 over minus 3. It just can't be a minus 1 over minus 3. Only the numerator or the denominator can be negative when you go to graphing this. Because if you made them both negative, then it becomes a positive, and that changes the value. So then the intercept is 4/3, or actually the point 0.04 over 3. Notice we didn't change any of these into decimal form. It isn't necessary, and it wasn't any problem. At the point where you might want to change something into a decimal would be here, to change the 4/3 into 1.3 or maybe into 1 1/3 when you went to graphing it to put it on the xy plane. However, the m should not be written as a decimal because 1/3 or minus 1/3 is not an exact decimal. It would be minus 0.33333 and so on, repeating decimal. So leave your slopes as fractions.